and this is the final episode of Conscious Don't Play.
That's why you can't run. Because about like happiness. Within the red flags.
With that person with the red flag. Because you guys don't know him like I know him.
So we self-sabotage already.
Yeah. Because men give a men. Because niggas can get
Very
you in
important.
a mental institution.
Very important.
Can you afford Vista, my G? Can you afford Akeso? And then rata happy we had men the testimony had Mara, you went there, yo, the rata hampo jagan, and sometimes they can mind the business because I listen to who go I am back with another video, and before we even get into this fantastic video, I'm gonna need you to click on that subscribe button so I can be a part of your journey and you can be a part of my journey, and we can be on this journey of either coaching from the sidelines or playing the game together. As you can see, I am not alone today. I have a very special, gorgeous guest, and that means that I have a segment for you, and this is the final episode of Conscious Don't Play, where people who are single and home affairs come onto the show and give relationship advice, because we are coaches. You know, we coach from the sidelines. We don't actually play the game. With me I have the one, the only Katlego, also known as Katie 2.0 in the streets, because what doesn't she do? She's a DJ. She's a founder of Mother of Khao. She's a mother of Khao. I mean, I am going to give a bit of a disclaimer and say that, you know, as a player, you make the choice to listen to the coach or not. So,
which is true.
Take everything we say with a pinch of salt, you know. Welcome to my channel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What do you think qualifies you to give the best expert advice on relationships?
You know, I think maybe it's because I've dribbled and dabbled in relationships, and I've noticed like things that are good and not so good. So I think I could give someone advice, especially if like I went through something and I can see that someone is going through what I went through.
You know the vibes then.
Yeah. So I think that qualifies me.
Like, you know how you said you've been around and you like see things, you know? What advice would you give for people? Like, how do you think people can see like red flags in people? Like, what advice would you give for people trying to spot the red flags when going on first dates or getting to know people? Because I mean, you know, some people are trying to play the game. Maybe we find being coaches, but niggas are trying to
play the game.
Exactly.
Trying to take
you know what I'm saying?
And all that.
Not dribble. Hopefully, please. Like, hopefully that's not my community. Don't dribble people, but
yeah, don't.
Just
I'm not saying
play the game though.
But, like, they do. But I'd say one thing for me, like one huge thing, is intuition. Because I felt like with like red flags and stuff, right? I would see, like I would feel if something is not good, but then I just like put it aside because cousin or you know. So I think if something feels off, guys, there's always something that's off. If you feel like something's off, then like there's always something that's off. So I guess it's that. The red flag happen. Like people who have narcissistic traits.
What are those?
Like,
because that's such a huge word.
Like they always like focusing on themselves and just like it's like all about them and not really about letting you.
If I open this mouth and I speak.
Like it's like they always have to tell you about like them or what they want to do or how they like things to be like. Or, you know, it's like always about them.
Do you know what red flag I thought about when I was like thinking of this question? If somebody's stingy, it's a red flag for me. And it, but it's like
Basically, gold.
because
You can't be stingy.
it's not even a matter of like just mucho stingy. Like not a person who's not generous is a red flag for me, because it's like, why
not generous?
Yeah.
Like, why utimana?
Why are you that person? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A liar is a red flag.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like all the red flags just went out of my brain.
What? Maybe
But
that's the problem. Maybe have somebody in your face, see, because
I get it in Turkey, bro. Intuition now, it's not just you know what, girl? Something is off. And then what's in front of you is just like okazi. And it's probably, you don't know, what if it's someone that you had a crush on for the longest time? And then like they finally giving you attention, and you're just like,
oh my god.
So now you're blinded. And you can't even see all these red flags. And then you see them like along the line, and you're just like, oh no.
So surely
How
after
did I
seeing them
not see
along
this?
the line, like, what do you do after that?
Girl, you have to run.
Man, how do you run? This is my baby. Like, come on.
Guys.
You know what I've noticed with myself? That thing that you're saying. Ish.
Because it happens to the best of us, guys.
Yeah. Like if I've been crushing on someone, or let's say like I crush on someone that I don't think that like would crush on me, you know what I'm saying? And then bam, back. What's a red flag? I love a good carnival, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Oh my god. And maybe the problem is that
it's that, because normally you see these things down the line and you're like, I actually saw this on the first day, but I ignored it. So that's what usually happens. So red flags are so tricky.
I believe in happiness though.
That's why you
the red flags are getting in the way of my happiness.
That's why you like you can't run. Because about like happiness. Within the red flags.
With that person with the red flag.
Guys.
That's why
and it's so difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like run. As if like me as Katlego, I can like run like that. But like guys, you must deal with situations with your mind. Not always with your heart. Because you even told me this. I was like, should I approach this with my head on my heart? You even said a Bible verse. You were like, girl, the heart is evil. So
don't use my words against me.
I definitely did.
What's wrong with you? Because you guys don't know him like I know him. I just want to see.
Is it happiness though?
In the moment.
But if you're stressed about it, or you see the red flags, and like obviously when you see red flags, there isn't like happiness within that, but there's happiness with like the other things.
Yeah, with the other things. But you know what? Like, is also the other thing with red flags, ne? And get it sometimes on a little. They break your heart. You know, your heart is broken. And so now you can see red flags where they aren't red flags. They can make sense.
Is that a thing? Like you see red flags.
Let me make an example with. I'm not gonna make a relationship example, ne?
Okay.
But me, for example, ne? Friendships have really hurt me, ne? So if I can see Hori like, when I know Hori, I'll call you, and then you never call me back.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't like me, do you? You know what I'm saying? And it's
care
like
as much as you say.
Yeah,
that you do.
you know.
Yeah.
But like sometimes they do. It's just.
People are just busy and
or like maybe she'd rather text over calling. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean of like. So what I want are the red flags when it's like, not necessarily
red flags. It's because we're no
exactly.
Like, okay, I feel you.
You can get so traumatized.
Yeah.
You know, when I first met Buddy, this is how he spoke to me. Now he's speaking to me like that. You got to do exactly what he did.
Listen, I don't think I've ever like brought in anything from my like old relationships into my new relationships.
No way, Nana.
Nothing come to the way.
Wow.
And then if like obviously if you're gonna do something that someone else did, I guess that's when it comes back like, okay, this person used to do this. But that's normally like with red flags. Like if someone did something that made me feel uneasy, I can like, okay, like just correlate those two, like, okay, he did that and he's also doing this, like it's the same thing. And I guess if it is the same thing, then it is a red flag.
Yeah.
And if you have doubts about it, then like something's wrong.
Exactly.
If something is good, guys, and it's like the way that it's supposed to be going, I don't think that we like supposed to be having any doubts or feeling like uneasy about it. If you feel uneasy or have doubts about something, then something is off.
You're right, ne? You're right. But
you thinking about it like your mind.
I'm thinking about it like my mind, like
I
the decisions that I make. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm always like, I'm always suspicious.
You
know what I'm saying?
Also,
exactly.
I think it's difficult also when you like overthink your situations. I
Everything.
definitely feel you.
Everything.
But girl, if you're an overthinker, I guess you need someone who's gonna
reassure me.
Like,
ne?
it's not like that.
You know what I mean? Because like I don't even believe that my friends are my friends. They have to. Don't say it. They have to keep telling me. Like if they don't tell me, like
girl, we love you. You are.
They have to tell me. Like I can't every time. Like if I haven't seen you in over 6 months, and it's like dude, like what's going on? And then if I have to confront you, I feel like you're lying because why didn't you say it? Like why must I ask you?
I feel you're overthinking.
You know what I mean? But how do you find somebody who reassures? Because people are used to
I think because you just have to find your one, dog. Like, and also know how to like communicate with them and let them know that I overthink situations. So like I want someone who's going to reassure me. And if that person has it in them to be there for you always and say, you know what, you're my girl and I'm gonna be down for you and I'm gonna reassure you all the time, then you found your keeper. But otherwise,
do you know what my thing is with communicating that? It's giving desperate. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Like I want to so bad. Like I know I need reassurance. Like I know I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying?
But it gives desperate.
But like, yeah, it gives desperate. Like I'm not desperate to have you in my life,
like,
bro.
It's how you are. But then you're not desperate to have this person in your life. But you're trying to have this thing with them. But like relationship with them. What do you want? You know? So if you and you see it going towards that direction, I feel like it does get to a point where you guys can have these conversations. And I think also you need to be comfortable with the person that you're entertaining. Comfortable enough to actually tell them. Comfortable enough to actually like be able to be yourself. Because like that's you hiding a part of yourself in a way, you know? Like you have to be comfortable enough to do that without thinking, Mario, he's gonna think that like I'm desperate. If he thinks that you're desperate, he can go. The next person that you're gonna tell this thing to.
Do you think there will be a next person after that? I will be traumatized.
Do you want someone in your life? Do you want like the whole marriage thing and like you want it again?
Yeah.
Yo, that's really how it is. So there is going to be the next person. You have crushes on a lot of people.
What's
like
the point?
you get interested in people.
Do.
And you are like gorgeous. And people
You're right.
are gonna be interested in you. So what do you mean is there gonna be a next
The
person?
thing is, this is a bit too vulnerable for camera. You know how I was saying I don't believe my friends are my friends?
Yeah.
Like I don't really believe that like they'll like me like that.
And why?
I get the baby.
Do you like yourself?
Of course! I like myself, but like I just
it's just the thing where you're just like they're not gonna like me.
getting what now? Anyways, it's just a thing of like I just don't think that. Like I don't believe it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's giving it gives very much like you just don't have anything to do. That's why you like entertaining me. You know what I mean? And so obviously if I always believe that, like nothing will ever go anywhere, nothing will ever materialize.
So basically
like,
it's
like
self-sabotage.
Yeah.
So we self-sabotage already.
Yeah.
You just need to be comfortable with letting people know who the full Rorisang is and what Rorisang needs, and then just if someone gravitates towards it, then that's your person. If they don't, that's not your person. You just have to move on. That's really what it is. You think, oh, so we have to be together. If I do this, he's gonna run away. If he runs away, he's not your person. So you just have to lay all your cards on the table.
I don't know. I'd rather a person runs away from like
you not expressing yourself fully.
Yes.
But why?
Yes. Because then you're not running away because of me, because of who I actually am.
You're not gonna be like, yo, I told him
my
truth and
and I think that's why this friendship didn't come out. Like, yo, didn't come out, Joe. Like, all those niggas from high school.
Yeah.
That guy, my darling. I just feel like, those are the developmental years.
Yeah.
So the insecurity of the friendships, like, you're not really my friend.
It started
grade 8, and like people not actually liking me for me. Because grade 8, I was like, I came as myself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tabo, the day I catch you, yes, Tabo. Like, the day I catch you, because I was the last person to get picked in arts and culture, and you were the leader of that team I was going to, and you said, Ish, the day I catch you. The day I catch you.
Shame,
imagine.
Like
nobody wanted me.
And then he still had the nerve to say Ish.
Imagine. And niggas didn't like me in grade 8. They only like warmed up to me like towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I was like, just because I laugh loud, Maji, like
what's
are you
happening?
serious? I was so confused. Like, can I not be myself?
Yeah, true. I get you. Hectic.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So now I must overcome. Now I must go play the game.
No.
Imagine. And I'm just like, you couldn't stand me at my what face wearing those people. You can't have me now. And I'm lying because they have me now. That changed everything for me. So now I always have like those
insecurities.
Yes.
I think I used to be insecure because I was like a fat kid. I don't know if you remember me in grade 8, but girl, I was like fat, like my double chin, like how I am right now. My double chin was just like, and I was like big. Yeah. And when I wore clothes, I just felt ugly because like how am I? And I grew up being like the fat kid in my family. Like it's just. It was a lot. So I think that tampered with me a lot with regards to like me being liked by men and stuff. So I think it really did. Yo, guys.
Even if you think about like now, whenever I'm out with my friends, right, and like somebody's looking at the group, I'm always like, nah. Like,
you're the ugly one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ugly friend that everyone keeps around.
The
fat girl. I'm not so fat anymore, but I still had a thing where I'm like the fat girl.
I still have that.
I still have
to this day. To this day.
And it's like I have to, because I even did this other thing. Like some girl was sending me interview questions from Mother Frau, and she was like, what made you start your brand? And it really centered around the whole me not finding clothes. Like going shopping with my mom.
Oh my god.
It was the most stressful thing ever, because I would like certain things and I'm just like, okay, it's my size. And then I go and I fit it and it doesn't sit the way I envisioned it. And I'm just like, oh, being fat is actually not cute. Let me just make my own clothes with my own aesthetic and I'm gonna rock them and they're gonna sit on me the way I want them to sit. So that's like literally what made me go like the fashion route. But yeah, yo guys,
it's
growing
tough.
up fat is not nice.
It's not easy. And now we must go out and believe that you saw me and you were like, oh my god, yeah, that's the girl.
And I wanna about the Jean.
You know what I'm saying?
But you still have that thing because of your childhood traumas. You just like, yo,
or they come to you and they're like, oh, your friend, what?
And you're just like, nah.
So now I always have that thing. Now I never believe that like you actually want me. Like, what are the motive? Like, what do you want? Like,
what is it that you want? I feel you. But
so how do we overcome that? Like, what would we say to people who have this problem?
Yeah, Yo, I don't know. Like, now I'm not so much of an expert that I thought that I was. Because I still have glimpses of that now. But I think I changed it in my mind to say that, like, you're actually beautiful, dog. Like, stop doing this to yourself because it's self-sabotage. And yeah, just like believing that you are not that person anymore. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, me, like, I can tell you what my psychologist told me about the personality part. Have I applied it? No. But he told me.
What did he say?
He told me, he said, the whole point of therapy or whatever is so that your most authentic self is what you can show to the world, right? And he was basically saying, if you're not being your true self, and if you're not, like you said, communicate what you need, like, I need a lot of, like, affirmations and stuff, he's like, you're not showing people, like, the real you, so you're not giving people the chance to love who you actually are. I said, you're right. And but basically that's what I would say, just like, give people the opportunity. Yeah, that's what you said. That's everything you said, you know, just like give people the opportunity to get to know and to love who you actually are. And the people that are, like, for me, usually I take it in terms of, like, subscribers and followers, because that's where I'm trying to go. The people who are for you will be for you, and the people who you said something and they got offended, they're not for you. Those are not the people that you should be caring for, whatever. Just like move on. And in terms of, like, beauty and believing in yourself, I would say, I don't want to say that, like, you know, usually they will be like, oh, work on yourself, like, self-love first. I don't want to say, because, like, you're still working on, like, loving who you are, you don't deserve love. But knowing who you are, like, helps a lot with that whole thing. Because, like, if olalibu insecurity, well, a person can feed off of that and like, you know, abuse vibes, you know. I don't want to
use it against you.
Exactly, because they know
you have to be aware. I think also when you're aware of your struggles or your insecurities, it makes it better to, like, pinpoint it when it does happen as well. So yeah, I don't know how to, like, advise people to get over it, but, like, get over it. We're gonna get over. I think it's one of those things, you must do it while uncomfortable. Like, for me, if I say I haven't said that yet, so please. It's one of those things that I have to do uncomfortable. Obviously it's gonna be hard for me to, like, communicate, okay, I don't like that you did that, because I'm just like, a part of me thinks it's a favor. You know what I'm saying? I need to get over that thought of, like, it's a favor. You know what I'm saying? And just be who I actually am, and, like, if you leave, then bye. Then sharp.
Yeah.
Bye.
Then I'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Do you have any closing words for, like, Pela Wena Ukwala season?
Kina Bambita. Save the best for last. So the best. So just touching on what we just spoke about, guys, love yourselves. Don't care about what people think about you, because people don't care. Okay? So yeah, love yourselves and just live for you and for God.
Shout out. We rip him heavy. Yeah, I don't know. My closing statements, if I can say I'm summing up this season, is it's very important to keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can obviously, I've already said it before in, like, another episode, I don't remember. You can obviously do anything, you know, it's your choice who you decide to date. You can do anything, but not everything is beneficial for you, hey? So in whatever choices you're making, just, like, be very aware of the choices that you're making, and be very intentional about the choices that you're making for your life, for yourself. Like, is this person that you allowing to come into your space and into your life there to improve it, or is he making it hell? You know, is he giving you more trauma to go unpack at the therapist? Like, therapy is expensive, guys. Like, honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth it in the name of love, you know? So just be intentional about who you open yourself up to, and guard your heart, hey? Because men, give my men a man. Exactly. And then what are you going to do when all you have is a yoke? So just look after yourself. It's your responsibility to look after yourself and your well-being and your mental health, because niggas can get you in
important.
a mental institution.
Very important.
Can you afford Vista, my G? Can you afford Akeso? Think about that before you make gwechi decisions. And if Baoloile, pray to Jesus, you know, ask him to like get rid of all that. King.
Yeah, what is it called?
Don't to say, you know what I'm saying? No weapon formed against you will prosper. Luena skadumela door. Yeah, like fight Luena door. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can see, like you literally said intuition, if you can see who danger khafar, why would you go in? It's like let's have it in sign there's a dog, you don't enter. Mara, when you see red flags, you go running towards them. Come on. Yeah, love yourselves, man. Come on, you don't need that testimony. And I'll have to have to men the testimony. Mara, you went there, so just keep that in mind. Where can they find you on that lovely note? Where can they find you on the social?
Man of Khao.
Yes, girl. I'm like waiting for you to get there.
Man of Khao, Twitter, Instagram. That's where you find me. And then my personal account. So you can see the things that I do with like my natural dyes.
Yo, it's popping. Trust me.
Kidagari avocado.
When avocado, when
mablomo, you know, I literally just even went to a veggie shop right now. I bought some, what did I buy? Soybeans. I bought soybeans. Gonna do some nice things with that.
I literally can't wait. I'm sorry.
It's not really a dye, it's like a modern.
I don't know, I want to see it anyways.
I can't get into it because it's like the terminology.
Well,
anyway, Katlego.Mokwana.
Her. Anyways, you guys know where to find me. Okay, so find me there and follow me and all the great things. And share love and all those great amazing things. Be sure that you share this, and if you want to be a part of season 2, which is going to be fantastic, if I do say so myself, I know what's taking the cast that I have for season 2. Make sure that you use the link in the description. Hey, my mother, hey, my sister, oh, my friend is a bad friend, because that's not what it's about. Read the rubric. What kind of relationship, how can I achieve this guy? How can whatever? Those type of things. Then make sure that you do use the link in the description. That's it from us. Now we're gonna pop a bottle to celebrate the end of the season. I'm very proud of myself for all that I've done. Anyways, non-alcoholic, yeah. Feeling jaja. Yo, and sometimes they can mind the business because I listen to go.
Congratulations.
Cheers to
on your
us.
first season, girl.
Thank you. I did it myself. I saw you in here. Come in.
Yo, it's Kat the guy here. Tune in for season 2.
You know you're not gonna be in the cut, right?
Yeah, but I probably might make it like end credits. You know how Marvel always has like
She's not gonna push
those videos at the end.
She's not gonna push
But yeah, I'll be in season 2. I'm gonna be in season 2. I'm gonna tell you the truth about what women do to men.
What?
Sir.
Anyways, cheers. Here's 2 more seasons and more shows and
I'm gonna be on more shows
and YouTube Black.
Yeah.
His name.
Yay.
Yeah.